This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and our FLGS partner, Warpfire Minis. Today's battle showcases beautiful thematic dice from Baron of Dice. Grab your own or get a custom set made at baronofdice.com.
Hello and welcome to Season of War! I'm excited to get into things with Path of Glory and Ravaged Coast. Obviously, if you watched the stream yesterday as a channel member, you would have known that it's a new thing to me and something I've wanted to get into for a long time. So that's what we're doing today. Basically, we're playing this like a game master. We're going to kind of make decisions for both these armies, as well as sometimes if there's some fun decisions, maybe we'll throw some random dice rolls in there to let fate decide. But the mission we're playing today is Light the Fires. So this is from the Ravaged Coast supplement. We've got two objectives. They're each worth a victory point, so you can store 2 points a turn. There's no battle tactics that we have to worry about, but there are 4 Emberstone Shard tokens, or tokens that we're using to represent Emberstone Shards. So those are important resources to be collecting during the game. Our armies, for the first roll-off to determine the underdog in twist, or who is choosing the twist, both rolled 1s, so we'll re-roll those. And we've got a 3 for Deepkin, a 2 for Slaves. On the twist table, we're gonna roll a 5. So that's gonna be Raging Winds. So we're rolling on the Raging Winds table now. We rolled a 3, so that is going to be Untempered Indignation. So the underdog can pin an objective, add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by friendly and enemy units that target units contesting that objective for the rest of the battle. So it benefits both armies, but the Deepkin will get to choose. They want to use speed to their advantage. So they're gonna, let's have the further objective be the one that has the twist associated. So actually we're gonna pull this little pillar from this one, so we can tell the one with the pillar up here is the one with the twist activated. So everybody gets +1 to hit against units contesting it. And there are a few different abilities with Ravaged Coast and Path to Glory. So first of them is a Action Anger passive. So if a unit uses the auto attack command, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks that target that unit for the rest of the phase as well. Also at the end of your turns, a unit within 3 inches of an Emberstone cluster can try to harvest it effectively. On a 1, they take D3 mortals. On a 2 to 6, they pick it up. And while a unit is carrying Emberstone, it has -1 to its saves, but +1 to wound rolls. So fills them with fury and has both a detrimental and a positive effect. So I know as elves, they like +1 to wound. Also at the end of the final battle round, with Emberstone dig sites, you can pick an objective you control to be a dig site. You roll a dice. On a 4-up, you get an extra Emberstone token, and on a 1, you inflict 1 battle wound, which is not just a normal wound, but that'll be more oriented towards end step and sequence and injuries and whatnot. Just as a little flavor and also context for our generals here, because they are custom heroes. So for the Idoneth Deepkin over here, we've got our Italian Queen. We've then got a model, we're using Abraxia to represent our Aspiring Chaos Lord over here, also a Wizard 1. I guess to go through the forces real quick. So on the Deepkin side, we also do have a Tidecaster hero. We've got 2 units of Morsar Guard, an Alopex, who is kitted out to be anti-cavalry with his weapon, and then a unit of Normarti Thralls. Over on the Slaves to Darkness side, we've got 10 Chaos Warriors, 20 Dark Oath Marauders, 5 Chaos Knights, and then a Dark Oath Wilder Fiend. So let's go into the roll-off here to determine, I don't remember if it's who has choice. Here, the Deepkin win the roll-off. I believe it is still, they have choice of who goes first with the roll-off. So we're gonna, have the Deepkin give away the first turn. And let's jump into that. Looking over to Slaves, what do we have? We have a spell cast in the hero phase. The spells that we know are pretty limited, so just Spite Tongue Curse and Demonic Speed. Is there a point to cast? I don't think there is in this instance, so I'm going to elect not to cast because I don't just think there's anything really of value here, and let's jump into it. So we're going to go for a magical intervention with the Deepkin and try to cast Seed of Tides onto our Thralls. That's going to be a 12, or sorry, an 11 down to a 10, and we are outside of 30, so there's no denying that. So I'm going to touch this objective with a few models. That's going to be that for Deepkin. They did the magical intervention, and then we're going to get into movement for our slaves. That's going to bring us to the end of movement. We're not going to do any charging or shooting here. We are going to store 2 victory points. Can the Chaos Knights harvest an Emberstone Shard? They rolled a 3, so they will pick up this Emberstone Shard. That's actually scary. Makes them -1 to save, but +1 to wound. So maybe ill-advisable, but we're also going to try and pick one up with our general for slaves, and they will as well. So we've got 2 Emberstone Shards picked up, and hopefully we can make good use of those or hold on to those throughout the battle. What else? Oh, at the end of the turn, actually, Slave to Darkness, sub-faction wise, would get to mark one of these objectives. So they'll do it on the top one so that it deals mortal wounds to enemies. Also, Poised Domain. We forgot about that when we moved our slaves. All units, friendly and enemy, within 1 of any territory potentially are taking mortal damage. So that's pretty much everything, except for the Chaos Knights. So we're going to go here seeing what takes mortals. It's only on 1, but our general, no. Our Chaos Warriors, yes, the Chaos Warriors are going to take 2 mortal wounds. So we lose a Chaos Warrior off the top. That's not great. The Wilder Fiend, nope. The Marauders, no. Let's go over to the Deepkin side. What's within 1? Again, most things. Our Allopex is fine. 3 of the Morsar do take mortal wounds. For 4 mortal wounds, and we lose a Morsar guard, that's pretty rough. So some casualties on both sides already, just from the volatile area. Our hero is in range. They're fine. Our thralls are fine, and that's it. So we've got a 2-point lead for the slaves right now, and we're gonna head into Deepkin turn. Okay, strategy for Deepkin here. We want to reclaim objectives. I think one thing we gotta do with Deepkin is pick our tides. So I think we'll go for the Tides of the Storm here. So that's gonna give us, it's gonna let us do a teleport. And I don't think I'm actually going to do one right now. But the big thing is it gives us -1, reduces Ren by 1 in the next battle round. So that could be very good for the health of our fish friends. I think we're then going to spend a command point to try and rally our eels. Because we just want to bring a guy back. We get 2, that's not enough to bring a guy back. And is that everything? No, we got a spell here. So not a lot we have for spell casting. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with that as it is. Don't need to do a spell here. We're not going to on the slave side, but I think a rally makes sense over there as well. Yeah, so here we go. We're gonna get 3 rolls back on the rally, or 3 successful rally rolls, so that's enough to bring back our Chaos Warrior. So that's gonna send us into Deepkin movement. That's the end of movement here. I think our slaves here would value a redeploy to try to, if not deny charges, then at least pull back to not have the +1 to be hit against. That's going to be a 3-inch redeploy with the slaves. And it turns, what was like 5-inch charges for the eels into 8-inch charges. We will though go into shooting. We've got our harpoon with the Alopex. We're gonna put it into the Chaos Knights because they are also -1 to save. We got 1 hit. They're gonna be from a 3-up save to a 6. They do not make it. That's gonna be 3 damage. Let's see if we get that extra ability. 3-up, yes, so they are also going to be only charging on 1d6 now, those Chaos Knights. So that's a big boost, but there's no counter shooting, so let's go into charges. No, let's go with the 2 Morsar in the center. That's gonna be a 5. It's gonna be enough to get them in over here. The Thrall's charging is a 10. Morsar Guard first in the top. So that's a 10, so they're making it in. I think we'd be aggressive here like we've talked about. Now we'll have the Alopex try and make it in as well. That's a 4. We are to spend the command point here, I think, to reroll that. Into a 3 will not be enough. So that's all the charges here. We'll use our biovoltaic blasts with the 3 Morsar Guard. We're going to get, I think it is 3 ups now. There's going to be 3 mortal wounds to the Chaos Knights, which will finish one off. So a Chaos Knight down. Our 2 Morsar Guard are also going to do just 1 mortal wound here to the Marauders. And that will tick up a point onto our Wilder Fiend. That's going to be all of our charges. We've unleashed our biovoltaic blasts. There's no CP enough for a counter charge here. So into combat, I think we go in first with the Thralls. They're going to be 3s and 4s, anti-infantry, so up to Ren 2. Sitch 9 at Ren 2. I assume that leaves our Marauders without a save. That's going to be 9 dead Marauders, and our Wilder Fiend is up to the max points of Sitch. Let's see, do the Thralls run away? They will get to do a normal move here to get away. All right, next up, we're gonna have the Chaos Knights going into the Morsar Guard. We're gonna go for an all-out defense with the Morsar. We're gonna go for the Lances first. 3s and 3s here. So that'll be 6 saves for the Deepkin. Only rend 1 here, so back to the base 4 up with all out defense. We save 4, take 2. No casualties yet, but we've got the mounts as well for the slaves. 2 wounds, so still could potentially take down an eel, but they will not get any more damage through. That's just 2 damage to the eels. Then I guess our Morsar here on the southern objective are going to get the chance to go next. So 5 attacks from the riders. Pretty poor start. Wounding on 4s, nothing. But our mounts, we are Kellian Beastmasters here. So let's hope our mounts now can do a little bit better though. And we will not do much better, but we got 3 hits, thankfully, because of Beastmasters. Only 1 wound from our Morsar Guard, and it's not going to be saved, so it'll be D3 damage for 2 damage. 2 more Marauders go down. So not the best performance from our eels there. Hopefully the other ones can do a little better. And then I think here with the Marauders, we've got 8 left. They're going to pile in and try to take on these Thralls just to reduce the numbers and maybe hold on to the objective. So that's going to be 5 going through, so not bad. Into the Thralls, they will have a 6-up save now, or no, a 5-up save because there's no rend on these Marauders. But it is still 4 Thralls going down. Which is massive and probably it literally makes the difference. So that was a big swing by the Marauders. Now lastly, we'll have the Morsar Guard up top going into the Chaos Knights, who will use all out defense to try to reduce some of the rend, because otherwise with anti-cav, they would be rend 3 here. So we'll try to mitigate that a little bit. 7 attacks from the Morsar. So 2 flat damage there so far. And then we've got the eels. Again, they are +1 hit because of the sub-faction. Oh, some poor rolling from our sad eels, but it is run 2, so from a 2 to a 4, it does go through. 1 attack for 1 damage. That's only 3 damage total here from our Morsar, but it does take down another Chaos Knight. That is the end of Battle Round 1. Everybody's spent all their CP, which we can adjust to here. And looking at, again, the top down, Deepkin are going to take that top objective. Our queen is going to try to harvest an Emberstone cluster. Rolls a 5, so she does. So she's +1 to wound, -1 to save. What do we got next? We'll try to have the Tidecaster do it as well. So she will grab the other Emberstone cluster here. So each force has 2 right now. So we've got 2 victory points for our slaves. Over for the Deepkin, they've got 8 bodies on this objective because it did kill the banner bearer. Otherwise it would be 9, but that wouldn't even matter because we have 8 Marauders survive. 1 has a banner, so that's 9 for them. So they're going to hold on to this southern objective because of the 4 Thralls they killed. So that will deny a victory point from the Deepkin, and it'll be 2-1 for the first battle round. So we are then going to go to priority. So let's go into it. We're going to roll off here, rolling both dice. Slaves went first, so they win ties. And it is a tie here. 4s all. Slaves win. because slaves win ties, then they would have choice, and obviously I think our slaves would want to take the next turn. So spells in the hero phase, we'll do that first. Spiketown Curse is the unlimited one, so we'll go with that first, and it's a 12-inch range, so I think we just want to try and hit an eel with that. Our wizard here, only a level 1 wizard, but because the path they chose, they do get +2 to cast on their first casting roll here. So that's going to be only a 4, but it will go up to a 6, which is enough. We'll have a chance to deny it. We do. Then with the Wilder Fiend in the hero phase, I think we're going to go for the Mortal Wounds. I think the Wilder Fiend is going to target these eels in the north side and use its primal sorcery for warping Balefire. That 3-up Mortal Wounds. That's going to be 4 Mortal Wounds. That cleanly kills an eel. Our slave's turn in the hero phase. Now we're going to have Deepkin. Do we want to do anything? We do have an extra CP here, so it's going to make sense to do a little bit of a Steed of Tides here to try and get our Morsar here out of dodge. So let's go spend a CP, try to cast Steed of Tides onto them. That's going to be a 7 down to a 6. It does go off. Can we unbind it? We can on an 8. Sorry, with slaves, I missed the rolls, but we do unbind that spell with slaves, so we're not teleporting the Morsar Guard out, which is not ideal. And we're going into the movement phase. That's it for movement for the slaves. Maybe we redeploy our little hero here to keep her safe from the Wilder Fiend. So let's go do that. So we'll spend a CP for that. We're going to redeploy with our Tidecaster for 5, so especially with that Emberstone, just trying to stay safe as far as we can from that Wilder Fiend. I skipped overshooting for slaves because they don't have any, but I think here we would have gone for a covering fire with our Alpex. At the, Chaos Knights, so 2 shots on 4s now, 2 hits. 2 wounds. It's going to be rend 3 here because the Knights are still -1 to save. So 2 saves, -3 is going to put them to 6s. Both failed. That is going to be 6 damage, which is big. It's going to fully kill a Knight and leave another wound in the pool. 1 more Knight down. All right, then we're into charges. Let's start off with the Wilder Fiend. It is enough to get in there. Let's go with the Chaos Warriors. That's going to be a 3. So they're getting in. Another charge for our general here. We're going to start off with the Wilder Fiend going first and putting all of its attacks into the Thralls. So it's Flesh Tearing Maw for 3 damage onto the onto the Namarti Thralls. Then we've got 6 attacks with its claws. 2 wounds at rend 1, so we do have a save here. No saves, so I said 3 damage. That's going to be another 4 there, 7 total. That is going to be all those Namarti Thralls going down. We will go with those Morsar Guard in the north and putting their attacks into the Chaos Knights. So we are off the charge, but we'll go with the Riders first. Now they pop off. Oh gosh. They are still anti-cavalry, and the slaves are still -1, so it's still going to be 4 at rend 3. So 6s here. We save 1, that's 3 damage so far from the Morsar. And then we've got the Eels hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. 2 more at rend 2 effectively. Both go through. That's just 1 damage each, unfortunately. That could have been spicy, but that's going to be 5 damage. So 1 Chaos Knight survives with 1 wound remaining. Then I think we're going to stick over here. We're going to pile in with our Chaos Warriors and see what they can do. +1 attack while they're contesting an objective I control. I did remain in control of this one because of those Dark Oath being heroes, so they will get an extra attack, so this will be 31, which is spicy, and their crit auto wounds. That's going to be 15 saves for the Deepkin. So not bad on the saves, but we take exactly 8 damage, which is enough to kill them to the wound. Sad day. And that means the next combats are all just slaves. Let's go with the general up here. The first taste of combat for either of our champions. So with the Chaos Blade, so just 2 damage there. But then the monster has 6 more attacks. Also now +1 to hit. 4 wounds, I rend 1. We save 2, take 2, that's 6 more damage. 8 total is gonna kill these last 2 eels. Not looking good here for the slaves, or sorry, for the Deepkin. It's looking good for the slaves. So scoring wise, they'll score 1 more victory point here for controlling the 1 objective. They still hold that Emberstone because that knight lived, so that's good for them. So we're up 3-1 right now. So yeah, well, we have effectively lost half the units of Deepkin. If we retreat, we'll keep the Emberstone we've picked up, which is definitely valuable. It looks like we're in a tough position here. So if we want, so here, we could retreat now, fall back to safety, give away the major victory, try to circle back with the resources that we have. If we tried to take the turn, what could we get out of it? We could kill the knight, get 1 more Emberstone, and then if we take the double, we can then retreat. So we're gonna, I think, put this up to chance. So we're gonna let fate decide how brave our general is. They get to make the call here. They are a pretty aggressive general, so they're not gonna, that's why we're leaving it up to fate, because they're not gonna just take the safe route and retreat. So here, we're gonna roll it, we're gonna leave it up to chance. On a 1 to 3, we're gonna make a retreat here. On a 4 to 6, we are going to press on and try to gain some more Emberstone, maybe do enough to open up a path to victory. But there are repercussions because this is a campaign, right? So we don't, it is at a risk. That's why it's not an automatic choice. You know, like if this was just a standard game, we'd be like, hey, it's fun to try and go for the wild thing, but we do have to think about the repercussions. So our general is gonna make the decision, and they rolled a 3. So that's gonna signify we're gonna call the retreat with the Deepkin, which is gonna give up the major victory. Here, that was probably the most likely result as it stood, the way things were going. You know, we had an outside chance maybe of getting in there and doing, you know, some enough damage to, I think the most likely thing was at best take another Emberstone. I don't think we were going to kill that and the general, win the double and get in and do enough to everything else. So the Tidecaster is here gonna, yeah, we'll say gave a little counsel, was a little more conservative, saw how badly things went in the south here, and is gonna pass on that information. And I just want to see fate. What would fate have said on priority if we had stuck around? It would have been a 4 for Deepkin, a 5 for slaves, so that was the right decision, because here, even if we had, taken out the enemy general, taking the Emberstone, Deepkin would not have won priority, so the slaves would have had the chance. So that was a good call in if we had a little foresight of the future, or a glimpse of the future. Zinch is watching from the background. But just to talk through it, withdrawing from the battle, at the start of your hero phase, we have lost half the units. So all of the units in the army that are still on the battlefield are immediately removed from play, do not count as having been destroyed, and the opponent wins a major victory. If there's anything your opponent still needs to achieve in the battle, the remaining battle rounds are played through to their conclusion. If not, the battle immediately ends. So I think in this case, I don't think victory points matter, but let's roll for end of the final battle round. We're going to dig for Emberstone. So at this point, our Deepkin units have retreated with their 2 Emberstone, and our slaves units have 2, and they are going to try and dig for another 2. So on a 4 up, our Marauders are going to dig for Emberstone. That's a 3, they fail, but they do not suffer a battle wound. And then we'll do the same thing, saying the Warriors went up to the top on a 4 up as well. They do get this, so that is going to give them a 3rd Emberstone, or give slaves a 3rd Emberstone. So that's going to be it for this one. Guys, hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, here a big win for the Slaves to Darkness, reigning triumphant. Despite having gone first and opened themselves up, the double did not come for the Deepkin, and the Slaves' resiliency stood firm. Big on this objective, having the Marauders survive and the Wilder Fiend. So it was looking like a double might have been the ask for the Deepkin, but that's going to be a major win for the Slaves to Darkness here. But yeah, we did go through all the aftermath sequence again live on stream for channel members. So if you're interested in checking that out, again, please consider joining the channel membership. It's the best way to support the channel, and you get extra content out of it, and we all get to explore Path to Glory together. So I'm having a ton of fun. Definitely been a learning experience. Obviously, all these changes and whatnot. But as we progress and get into it, I'm hoping to do this semi-regularly at least. I definitely enjoy it and want to do it. So if you like it as well, definitely consider joining the channel membership. Stick around. Thank you so much either way though. We appreciate you whether you want to or are able to join the membership or not. No big deal. We appreciate you just watching. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, all those other things. Guys, that's going to be it for today. We've got a major victory for our Chaos Sorcerer Lord, our aspiring Lord who's well on their path to glory in the name of Chaos. But that's going to be it for us today. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another battle report.